Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness. Business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve, Ramon, and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I am so excited to have you join us today. This podcast is dedicated to exploring the idea of doing business and living life with that purpose of a servant's heart. Imagine approaching your work and your lives with that servant's heart and what difference you can make. I know you'll make a difference. I do it every day. You can do the same thing. As you listen to my incredible guest today, I want you to be motivated, inspired, and educated to make an impact in your world. This is just not listen to my guest and learn. We want to use this information to make a difference in your world, which you're going to be pumped up to hear this guest or see this guest here in the next few minutes. Also think about how you're going to serve yourself and others today and what impact you'll create today. Again, do it today. Don't wait, as I hear from other people. I waited a month. I should have started. Well, I got them going right away. Right after you listen to the show, let's jump on it and start serving people. Now, today's episode is proudly sponsored by our incredible partner, Pantheon Alliance. Imagine being part of a community of high-income, very successful business owners and entrepreneurs from very diverse industries, building a thought leader platform to impact and change the world. For more information, just reach out to me, and I'll get you all the information on Pantheon Alliance. Speaking of impact and changing the world, nonprofits and charity have been around hundreds of years. Our guest probably knows how many years, but they're still making an impact today, especially the really good ones. But the crazy thing is they're a business too. And part of what I've learned from my guest, he's going to talk about how he used Charity Buzz to really make this successful and how to run it like a business. So I want to welcome to our show, Ben. Ben, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to talk to you a little bit more about Charity Buzz and how we're approaching fundraising in the 21st century.
Got to give a thumbs up to that marketing team. I love that name, Charity Buzz. It just flows. So let's jump into what attracted you to join Charity Buzz and what's your goals?
Yeah, so I think I was a naive graduate from college, and I always thought that the whole purpose of working was to make as much money as possible. And I learned the hard way that was going to lead to a not so happy existence. So out of school, I got into financial consulting sales, had an opportunity to do pretty well for myself, but constantly looked at the clock and said, when am I going to get out of here? And I found it really hard to motivate myself to go the extra mile just off of the idea of making money, because at the end of the day, what I was doing wasn't making a real difference. I think if I wasn't doing that job, nothing would have really changed. So I went out and searched for, what's my purpose in life? What do I want to do when I grow up? And I stumbled upon Charity Buzz. And when I stumbled upon it, it was a few people. It was more of an idea than a business, but it was this intersection of for-profit and purpose, kind of those two diverging roads coming back together, really the emergence of social enterprise before it was as big of a trend as it is today. And it clicked for me. It was something I believed in, because what our goal was to find out new ways to raise new dollars for charity. But it was a startup. It was online. It was innovative. And it could kind of tickle that side of my brain as well. So I started off just doing everything, you name it, 3-4 person company. No one really has a structured role. But my background's always been in sales and business development. So I decided that was going to be my focus. And as I went out there and spoke to more charities, more fundraisers, and really understood their problems, the day-to-day strains, and the opportunity, I started to get even more excited about what our value proposition could look like and the growth that was in front of us. And I've been there ever since. I ran business development. We grew the business really quickly. We sold the business. And then 4 or so years ago, I got the opportunity to take over as CEO and run all parts of the company through a pretty great growth period, through a global pandemic. And it's exciting because that dream or that vision I had early on, it's not realized yet. We still have a lot of work to do, but I can see it continuously resonating. People really are drawn to what we do, both on the charity side, who we're fundraising on behalf, but also on the customer side and all the incredible experiences we're able to deliver. So it just checks a lot of boxes I thought I needed checked, boxes I didn't know I needed checked. And it's been a really wild and fun ride, and still as excited today as I was back then.
Entrepreneurs check boxes they don't ever thought they had. That's a great call. I love that because it's true. Boxes come up. It's happened to me, and people listening, I'm probably hearing the same thing. And you're right. You mentioned before the show in the green room, this is a really good fit. A servant's heart will donate. And again, we're not going to talk about how much or how, but that's what a servant heart does. And it might be volunteer in time. It may not be money. And that's why I'm so excited to have you on. Let's walk through the journey of a nonprofit. We've got XYZ nonprofit. What's their journey through Charity Buzz?
Yes, it all starts off with a conversation. So our business model is, I would say, with a servant's heart, where we could probably be a lot more efficient and optimized than we are. But at the end of the day, who works at Charity Buzz are people that are really drawn to making a positive impact. And what we do can be customized and, like molded in so many different ways. So a charity would typically reach out to us, or members of my sales team will reach out to them. And at first, it's really just describing who we are. There's really no one else like us. We are not a technology solution that takes your auction or your fundraising and puts it online. We're a marketplace, and we're a marketplace for people to live out their wildest dreams, get access to the coolest stuff on the internet, and it's all for good. So lots of times charities that we have introductory conversations with don't realize that they have supporters, board members, assets that can be leveraged in these new and exciting ways to create the inventory you see on Charity Buzz every single day. So we first have to get them into the right mindset. It's thinking a little outside of the box that they've been operating in, which makes sense because they didn't know this outside of the box world existed. And then we start honing in on first, what are their goals? What do they need to be raising money for? So we can get inspired to go the extra mile. And then what do they have access to? And what have they done in the past? And then the real magic is pairing the types of opportunities, supporters, again, assets they have with our most valuable asset, which is we have our own customer base. So we have a few 100,000 registered users, customers on Charity Buzz that use Charity Buzz as a place to shop for good. But more importantly, they get unique access. They get access to celebrities, events, destinations, collectibles. Most of what we sell, people never realize were available to buy. So when we think about how do we encourage people to give more money to charity, which is a really big problem right now, less and less money is going to charity every year. We're compelling them to give money to charity by appealing to their passions, to what they're interested in. You're the biggest New York Yankee fan of all time. Well, what if I could give you access to throw out the first pitch? Or you've been a huge fan of a movie star for years. What if you can go meet them on the red carpet at their next premiere? You hadn't budgeted for that. You didn't know that this opportunity was going to present itself. Now we're compelling you to dig deeper into your pocket, make a really exciting, but typically spontaneous purchase, and we're funneling the majority of those funds to a terrific charitable organization. So these are the ways that we're trying to inspire people to give more. I still want you to give your monthly gift to your favorite organization, or your annual gift to an organization that your parents used to donate to, and you're continuing their legacy. I want to figure out ways, how can I double the amount of money that you give but give you something back in return. And these are the ways we are going to increase the amount of money that goes to charitable organizations, which again has been flat the past few years, despite a strong stock market, and has actually been relatively flat as a percentage of GDP for the past 50 years. We have to get more money to charities because I think we can all agree that a world where more money goes to charity will produce better outcomes for everyone. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but it's a positive. So then the harder question is, well, how can we make that happen?
Yeah. And a servant's heart. We made this world a servant's heart mentality. We wouldn't have the problems we have today. And that's what you're saying through charities. So what's interesting, people spend a lot of money on passion. Like that example throwing the first pitch. I didn't know it was even available to me for $10,000. I'm just making a number up. Doesn't matter. I have the opportunity to do that, Ben. Holy mackerel. And you're going to say it's going to give to a charity part of this? You just taken the passion and doubled it, right?
Yeah, it helps people justify these purchases because we don't sell a single thing that anybody needs, right? These are all what they would categorize as non-essential purchases. However, so the percentage of GDP that goes to charity in the US it hovers around 2%. It's never changed. Wow. 25% of GDP goes to non-essential activities, restaurants, travel, cultural events, concerts, like you name it. So all we're saying is let's carve a little bit of that out. If we could carve out 10% of the amount of money that goes to non-essential activities, we will more than double the amount of money that goes to charity. So again, I think we need more and more companies like ours who are thinking outside the box to produce unique ways to funnel more money to charity. Because that's, I believe, one of the many ways we can produce better outcomes. And it can't be the same old fundraising tactics and methods. Those should still continue. And this isn't a this or that conversation. This is continue to do everything that's working. And then let's go unlock some more money over here. And now we're talking about a larger chunk of change that can be invested in all of these really important organizations trying to fulfill their missions.
I don't have a master's in business, but I can figure out if it's a win-win-win, a lot of people will do. And that's what you're built here. Sounds like.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. There's a huge market for this. And, one of the things we've been really focused on probably more for the past 5 to 7 years is how can we deliver this across a variety of sales channels? So our primary sales channel is our auction platform. Makes sense. It's how we started. It's something everyone's familiar with if they've ever attended a charity event. But those are typically exclusive to people with pretty big bank accounts, right? Those auctions get expensive. So we want to continue to build that because we know the affluent demographic is a huge driver of charitable dollars. But what are the other ways? We have a sweepstakes business, which creates a more democratic approach to giving. You want to have the opportunity to live out your wildest dream, donate $10. And one of you will have a random chance to win, but you'll still feel good that you gave a small amount to an organization that probably your favorite athlete, musician, influencer supports. We have a store that we've launched. Some people don't like auctions. Some people don't want to wait, right? Patience, pretty low these days. So here, just click and buy. And then for the super high end, we have a concierge private members club. So this is for people who they want something that's not even on the website, or they want to request a truly bespoke experience. We'll broker that. We'll put it together. And again, we'll find a way for a portion of that very extravagant purchase to benefit a really, really worthy organization. So it's all about finding out how large of a net can we cast across the highest percentage of potential users, and then find out what inspires them, what compels them, and how can we get them to kind of cross the threshold and help our charities and get some really, really cool stuff in return.
It's similar to another nonprofit, Make-A-Wish for kids. They want to go to a sporting event, meet Tom Brady, or whoever, or Patrick Mahomes, doesn't matter. You're just doing that for adults in a sense, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the whole idea came out of we were at a live auction at a charity event, and they announced a really big auction package. I think it was to have lunch with President Clinton and Chevy Chase, and this was like 15 plus years ago. And so it was an experience. So think back before the experience economy was booming. So that was pretty new and exciting. But it was reserved for 200 people in a ballroom, of which maybe 10% were going to bid. So it's why would this experience only be available to 20 people? What if we got in front of 20,000 people? What if we got in 200,000 people? Well, the law of numbers proves more people would bid, more money would be raised. We have to, again, I think, challenge everything that has been done in the charity fundraising space, identify what continues to make sense, which is unique to every organization. No two are the same. And then figure out, well, where's the other opportunity? What's outside of that? Because, I just keep going back to the stat because I think it's all telling.
Staggering.
2% of GDP goes to charity. It's never changed in 50 years. So at first, you get outraged. You're like, what are you talking about? Every generation claims to be more charitable and philanthropic than the last. So why isn't that resulting in dollars? Well, there hasn't been a lot of innovation in charitable fundraising. They're still doing the same stuff. So if you take a second step back, I guess you shouldn't expect it to have deviated from 2%, right? It would be insane for it to change. It's the same activities will yield the same results. So we got to build on top of those activities, keep the 2%, and then figure out how do we get another 2%, 3%, 10%.
Yeah, I don't know what that phrase is, doing the same thing over and over again. You're insane, or that's what you're talking about.
And expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity.
Thank you. See, that's why I love smart guests to make me smart. So appreciate that. But that's true. We're just happy at 2%. Hey, they're getting something, but let's make it 10%, 5%, game changer. What I'm hearing too is Morgan Freeman comes to my head. He's more apt to go, I'll go to dinner and do an auction because it's going to charity than just do an auction to raise money for Democrats or Republicans. Just it's election time that comes to my head. So now you can have better experiences because it's tied to charity. Am I thinking correctly?
Yeah, it's how we're able to work with some of the biggest names in Hollywood, music, sports. They, not everyone, but most of them have causes that are really close to their heart. So you leverage their passion for charity. They're then more willing to offer up time with themselves. In some cases, this is more efficient than having to go to a gala, do the red carpet, paparazzi. But then they're also ending up meeting really interesting people. The people that win these things are also pretty successful and awesome in their own right. So then they even realize that when they go to the dinner or the lunch or the red carpet meet and greet, whatever the experience is, they end up having a really good time because they meet someone. And the best part is, you think about what happens when you spend a lot of money to meet a celebrity. Who knows, right? It's like the setting is a little awkward. Not when it's to support charity, because you know what the first thing that happens when you go and you meet Morgan Freeman, for example, he shakes your hand and thanks you for supporting his favorite charity. So it's like the ultimate icebreaker. And then you just create this like truly authentic experience where people get to know each other and they get to learn about the organization. They get obviously asked questions, what's your favorite role? What inspired you to do this or that? But it sets this, it's like this recipe for just a really genuine and authentic experience.
Yeah, this is so darn cool. It really is. And auctions are everywhere. I just was to our minor league team here in San Jose. They were doing an auction the last game of the year. They're auctioning off the players' jerseys. And I'm listening to guys behind me like, oh, this is only $275. Let's give it. I mean, it cost them probably $50 to make the jersey. But going back, that's for profit, but it's similar to what you're doing here. Can you tell us one of the experiences that are on there right now that's really cool? I'm sure they're all cool, but anything you can share with us?
Well, there's so much cool stuff, and new stuff gets added every single day. I mean, you want to go to a new season of SNL, you want to have dinner with Conan O'Brien, you want to go to a private magic show with David Blaine. We just wrapped up 2 experiences. One was a private 15-person dinner with George Clooney to support his foundation for social justice. Last week, we did one about the same amount of people with Bradley Cooper to support this incredible organization that's providing healthcare services to first responders, veterans, and other people who've suffered trauma, to make sure they're good and aren't going to, fall into deep depression. So it's an incredible marketplace where you're always, always, always going to find something brand new and exciting.
Yeah.
The issue, it's not an issue, but what's unique to us is it's ever changing. And so it's not like we're not a typical retailer where we just sell, right, like 3 verticals: sweaters, pants, and socks. It's always something different. And to your point earlier, which I think was a really good one, is people don't know what they can't have. So a lot of what we encourage is just go to CharityBuzz.com, sign up for our newsletter, or via SMS, or follow us on Instagram, and just it's fun just to kind of check out what launches, what's new. Every day it's something new, and you're going to find something that speaks to you, or to someone that you care about, because it's a great gift giving site for the holidays. Because again, you can give someone something unique. Experiences are valued over things today. But you can also communicate to the person you love, hey, I got you this amazing experience, your favorite person. And guess what? It also supported this organization that's doing amazing work. It's this, it's like a double bottom line gift. There's probably a better phrase that my creative team could come up with, but there's just so many different ways you can kind of engage and play around with the site. And you can learn about new charities. There's 1.4 million charities in this country now, which frankly is too many. But another big part is, so you say, I love George Clooney in the Oceans movies. I want to go see what dinner with him is going for. Maybe it's out of your price range, but then you're like, oh, I wonder what this is supporting. And then you learn more about his foundation for social justice, which is doing unbelievable work in the most difficult areas of this world, defending the most impacted people in war zones, you name it. And then you come away and you learn a little something about an organization that's uniquely solving a problem. They're using strategic litigation. So they're using a team of litigators to defend people that are being abused, their human rights are being abused. So it's just a fascinating site to kind of browse, see what's new, learn more about other organizations doing really, really cool work.
I love it. I'm thinking a podcast. I mean, so Joe Rogan jumps on there and says, I'll have you as a guest. I mean, we go so deep, we're running out of time here. And audience, just so you know, he's effectively raised over $500 million. This is not a night, forget that. He's not a small company. He's making a huge impact. What I say in the beginning, impact in your world, he's making an impact in the world. Why not want to be part of that? Because that's powerful. I still say, I tell people all the time, Ben, make an impact to your world. Everybody does that, the world will be better. You're going to get global. So, and I can see Wahlberg or Morgan going, I want to be part of this. So you don't really have to do a lot of work of convincing some of these celebrities to jump on because you're doing such great work.
Yeah, the fact we've been doing it for so long now. So we have all this credibility, all the money we've raised, all the people we've worked with. It was definitely hard at the beginning to convince them to work with a company that they'd be the first. But now at this point, I mean, with the team that I have, which really deserves all of the accolades, it kind of comes back to how we started the conversation. If Charity Buzz never existed, those hundreds of millions of dollars would never go to charity. Like without us, people would find other ways to do this, concierges, travel companies, you name it. No money goes to charity there. We're creating new dollars that go to charity. And I just want more companies to figure out their own unique ways to funnel new dollars into charity, because that's the only way we're going to truly change this meager 2% of GDP.
Right. And the impact that these celebrities and athletes and whoever's on there make it with these nonprofits, because a lot of them do great things. Human trafficking, water wells in Africa, on and on. We won't get into that. So since we're coming to the end here, one thing I would like to have you back. There's more we could delve into. We just got in this black hole, which is a great black hole of what this is all about and how cool. How long has it been around?
Over 15 years.
Okay, so it's definitely has its what do you call it? I can't think of it. Doesn't matter. You have the experience, and like you said earlier, people are going to come to that. So let's have some fun. I like to end with a really fun question. You've listened to some of my podcasts. You might know the answers. With some people get flustered a little bit, but speaking of experience, you have a reservation in a restaurant. You have a table of 4. For your Charity Buzz experience, we're going to throw that in there. I might borrow that. You get 1 chair. Who are going to be dead or alive in those other 3 chairs? Why would you invite them, and what food would you order for the experience?
All right, so I'm gonna answer this question assuming that my family doesn't count, because I can go out to dinner with them whenever. Yeah, I can go out to dinner with them whenever. Bobby Kennedy, not Bobby Kennedy Jr., but the original Bobby Kennedy. I just think what he did at that time was unbelievable, and love just to pick his brain about how he was so inspired to go so against the grain for those marginalized people. Bobby Kennedy. Who else would I love to have meals with? I'd say Jack Nicklaus. I'm a golf nut. Also, I'm a 7th generation Buckeye. My dad has successfully indoctrinated me in the ways of the Buckeyes, and he's my favorite Buckeye. So I'd love to just learn more about him and what it takes to be a champion. And then last but not least, Michelle Obama. She's just a powerhouse. There's something about her. Like, I was just at an event that she was at, and there was celebrities all over the place, and she took all the air out of the room. Like, everybody was in awe of her and the work, and it was all about some of the work she's doing in Africa, like amazing stuff with Melinda Gates. I find it fascinating about how people just have it, and she has one. I think having a really strong woman at the table would be awesome. And we would eat pizza from New Haven.
Oh, deep dish or thin?
Thin. Brick oven, probably be Sally's. Maybe they've never had it, and then I could show them the best pizza in the world. And it would be casual fun, maybe a couple pictures of beer, and we would just have a good old time getting to know each other.
Great food for discussion, too. Don't have to sit and eat that steak and a meal. And on a side note, I'm getting back into golf. I would just have Jack Nicklaus there. Can you teach me some lessons? Give me a 10-minute lesson. That would be so powerful.
How do you make more putts, Jack? I'm struggling.
Yeah. I need help with my putter, please. And audience, it's interesting. I just thought about that when I asked that question. This is what Charity Buzz does: is dream. So you want to dream a Charity Buzz? Do what we just did here. He could reach out to Jack Nicklaus and maybe build this experience for the golfer. It's what I love what he's doing. I didn't know much before I met him. I just met him today, but I'm 100% behind this. I hope you guys are as well. How can people support Charity Buzz and reach out to you or your team?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, go to charitybuzz.com, sign up for the newsletter. Again, you're just going to get really fun content in your inbox a few days a week. Browse, see if anything tickles your fancy. If you're looking to raise money, best way is just email me, ben@charitybuzz.com. I'm always happy to learn more about great organizations or people trying to change the world. I've got a great team of people who, again, can go through that brainstorm kind of consultation process with you. But just check us out, connect with me on LinkedIn. I post a lot of content there, just sharing my views on everything, including charity, business, how it all connects. But we're just open to meeting new people. We've been around for 15 years, but not enough people know about us. So we're on a mission to get the word out, get people to engage with us. And I think it takes conversations like this. I can't convey who we are in an Instagram ad or a radio spot. You know, long form content conversations. What you'll find out when you meet me or anyone on our team is we're all doing this for the reason of we believe in our work and the impact that we're having. And that's what's really important to us. And that's what's building our culture.
Love it. And entrepreneurs, business owners are a big part of my audience. You have a charity you tied to, reach out to Ben. What a perfect way to help the charity, market your business. Hey, we're all about the ROI. I mean, if I had a business, I'd be jumping all over you right now going, hey, I'm with Cancer Society. How can we build an experience? And maybe you fund it, or there's ways that money can be transferred back and forth to be part of the marketing of this. There's so many ways we can go, but we'll bring Ben back to answer those. And as I'm asking you, and please help me subscribe to this YouTube channel so you have access to Ben. You want to go back. And here's the power of a podcast that I see. I don't have a lot of people that talk about it. Is you meet somebody that's got a nonprofit and go, I just met with Ben on this podcast, send them the YouTube link. They can spend short 20 minutes, 10 minutes, learn about Ben, learn about what Ben's doing, and then we'll connect them with Ben. It's just a great way to really introduce people to really cool things like this going on. And as always, me and Ben want to thank you both. Thank you all for watching or listening to this podcast. And we'll see you all in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everybody. Go out to Charity Buzz. Don't usually do that, but you guys need to do that. See you guys.